EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for May 6th, 2025. The Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. We are at just about the middle of spring now, but have you made your exterior to-do list yet? Take a look at those garage doors and shutters. They may be faded and could use a fresh coat of paint or a change of color perhaps. Your deck or concrete sidewalks might have mildew on them and they can pressure wash them as well. They are here for any of your painting and pressure washing needs this spring. They are family owned and operated with over 40 years in business, so you can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service. Servicing the Southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate. The phone number above me in the video, 484-571-9233. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. Starting off with the upper level 500 millibar height anomaly, and I'm starting this from yesterday just to see where, so you can see where this upper level low has been for the last 2 days. It's been kind of sitting and spinning out here in the Ohio Valley, over Kentucky, basically. That is going to be moving to a position into western Pennsylvania today, and that's going to have implications on our forecast. Okay, just like you had storms and some heavier rain that was mixed in with that in western Pennsylvania. That is now going to be over eastern Pennsylvania today because this low is on the move. Now, it is weakening a little bit, but it is going to move into western Pennsylvania. Still closed off, though, as it is in western PA. This is looking at later today and this evening, and you see it's kind of over northwest PA by the time we get to this evening. But it's still there, and this has implications on what kind of weather we're going to see today. And if we look at the day today, if you looked at western Pennsylvania yesterday, while we were socked in the clouds and had that solid marine southeasterly flow off the ocean, we were socked in the clouds over here. But yesterday we had a lot of areas, at least part of the day out here, started off with sunshine here, or at least breaks of sun. And I think you're going to get that today too. You're not going to be completely cloudy today. So I do have this icon above me. Both days are 70 to 75 each of the next 2 days, but I have the thunderstorm icon there, but you see the sun behind it too. So there are some sunny intervals in here, or at least some breaks of sun as they go throughout the day. So it's not going to be completely cloudy. It's going to be more clouds than sun most likely, but you're going to have some breaks, okay? So I wanted to show you that first, and this is what we're looking at for where the upper level low is today on the GFS. This is the upper level low here later today is over western Pennsylvania, so you're still going to get it. Wrapping around this area of upper level low pressure sitting here is these bands of showers and thunderstorms that are going to come through, most likely during the afternoon. And the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk for severe, or excuse me, a moderate risk. Good Lord, I can't spit it out. This is a marginal risk, not moderate. This is a marginal risk for severe weather, and I have no problem with these areas at all. I think those are the exact areas they need to be in. Would not be surprised to see some of these areas right in here to be upgraded to a slight risk today for severe. That is entirely possible. So it is just a level 1 out of 5 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they do upgrade it for some of those parts of that area in that darker green area right there for severe weather, okay? So let's get over the NAM high res future simulated radar. Actually, before I do that, let me get to the. This is the upper level temperatures with the upper level low, and they're very cold. This is up at 18,000 feet, but you're at minus 21 Celsius. Okay, so you're talking about temperatures at the surface that are going to be in the lower 60s, and you go up to 18,000 feet, it's negative 21 Celsius. That's some really cold temperatures, and that's associated with that upper level low. So this is what we call a cold pool. Big cold pool sitting over this entire area right here. We have negative 20 or below. That's pretty cold. So what that means is the surface being in the low 60s, 18,000 feet or 21 degrees Celsius below zero. That means the temperature difference with height is pretty steep, okay? You got a quick drop off, and that could lead to some stronger storms or some gusty winds. That's called the lapse rates. Have you ever heard anybody talk about lapse rates? That's your temperature drop in degrees Celsius per kilometer for every 1,000 feet you go up in the atmosphere, and it's going to be pretty steep of a drop, okay? The bigger, the steeper that is, the better chance you have in seeing some gusty winds with some of these thunderstorms that are moving through. So now let's get over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off here at 8 o'clock this morning. This activity here is actually a continuation of what was going on overnight. Was over in south central Pennsylvania and moved very slowly north and east. That's going to take time to clear this morning. for those areas. So you're going to start off cloudy in these areas with those showers. That lifts off to the north, and then you're pretty much okay until you get to the afternoon. Then we start seeing some thunderstorms firing here that are going to become bigger and bigger and more numerous. Okay, and this goes through the course of the afternoon and evening, and you see where it's going. It's that same target areas that the Storm Prediction Center was highlighting for the potential for severe weather today, even though it's only a marginal risk. And again, I could see this going up to a slight risk here as well. And this will go all the way through the early evening hours and then finally pull off to the north. Might be a few showers overnight yet too, but most of that activity as far as severe weather is going to be done by 8 o'clock. So you're kind of like in a, say like a 2 to 8 window is probably your best, most prime time today, so to speak, for any of these storms. And it's going to be generally focused on these areas right here that they have in the marginal risk. Marginal, not moderate, marginal risk. So I want to take another little snapshot here. This might be difficult for many of you to understand, but this is a model sounding this evening. Now, I always do a sounding review before I get on I record these videos because I want to make sure I have all the facts in front of me in the latest and greatest model. So the model here is indicating, this is a sounding out of Allentown just before that line of storms hit, or whatever that mess of storms hits. It does indicate a marginally severe situation, so it does agree with that. There is modest instability, if not pretty good. Very good shear here to work with, but the lapse rates right here are very high, very steep lapse rates to work with. There's also another thing up here aloft is a big dry slot up in here when you get above 10,000 feet where the thunderstorms grow. That was an indication of maybe some larger hail involved with this. So I think it's your main threats. Gusty winds, large hail are going to be the severe parameters today. Not a tornado sounding. This is not. This is weak. This is not a tornado sounding here at all. Okay, so no threat for tornadoes. We're just looking at the chance for, I won't say zero. It's never zero. But very low chance for a tornado. I think our primary focus here is going to be on gusty winds with those steep lapse rates, and the dry air aloft here above 10,000 feet could give us some large hail out of these storms today. So we'll keep an eye to the sky for those. Again, it's going to be mainly a 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. window for anything severe today. Okay, how about beyond this? Okay, so we get beyond this. This upper level low is going to consolidate here over New England on Wednesday. There could be a party shot of a stray shower, especially in our northern areas on Wednesday, but most areas are going to remain dry, it looks like. And we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies because this is still in the vicinity. So you're still going to have some clouds there, and then it changed the color here. I changed it for the sounding thing that I was doing, but now I didn't. I had to change it back to black. Okay, so the upper level low is sitting up here now, so there could be some clouds wrapping around this a little bit. So it's not going to be a completely sunny day here on Wednesday, and it either will be on Thursday. There's going to be a cold front approaching, and we'll have increasing clouds after partly cloudy start to the day, and then some showers mainly in our southern areas later in the day with the cold front. But then there's another upper level low and trough that's situated right about here. So that's going to get some more showers during the day here on Friday, hanging around at least the eastern portions of our region at a minimum. There's still some differences in the end timing of this. The GFS is suggesting this is going to be out of here by late evening on Friday, and then this consolidates up into England here on Saturday. So Saturday morning, many early clouds giving way to partly cloudy skies. Now, I will tell you, the European model is a little slower to move this out, but even in the worst case scenario, which the European model is, it's still maybe a leftover shower or two in the morning and then gradually clearing in the afternoon, becoming partly cloudy. So it's not a total washed weekend coming up here in this situation like it was this past weekend. And then Sunday, Monday are going to have both days progressively milder temperatures, mid-70s on Sunday, looking at upper 70s by the time we get to Monday, and partly cloudy in the wake of this system for both days. Next week, we'll be back in the 80s, it looks like. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martos. That is your outlook for May 6th, 2025. Have a great Tuesday.